morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you guys are watching this video. Track stopping back at y'all with another one. Thank you for tuning into 808s and Kicks. So, we recently just had Air Max Day pass, and honestly, guys, I hate to say it, but I feel like this year's Air Max Day wasn't really all that. Nike did release those new Air Max DN8s. I'm not gonna lie, I am feeling them. I'm probably gonna pick me up a pair or two of those, but I say this year's Air Max Day wasn't that great. Because if you was on GOAT, them drops that they was doing on GOAT was just I don't know anybody that hit on them. I recently posted a poll on my YouTube, and not one person voted that they hit on that. As of now, I have not seen one person vote saying that they hit. After making this video, I will check it again before I post it to see if anybody voted and said they hit, but I highly doubt that anybody that actually commented, or should I say voted on if they hit or not, they didn't hit. Like, them drops on GOAT they came and they gone. They was going with the wind. It was crazy because, like, I don't usually like being that person that says that the bots is eating every time that I don't hit on something, but it's just real crazy how hardly anybody was hitting, and every time you looked up, it was saying that something was sold out when you was trying to get it, man. But other than that, aside from that, I did get lucky on Nike. I did hit on those Air Max 1 big head origins, so I can't complain about that. At least I did hit something. I did get lucky and hit on something for this year's Air Max Day. But enough of all that talking. Let's go and bust those bad boys out. All right, guys. All right. Here we have our Air Max 1 big head origins, and as you see here, it says dot swoosh on the box. It comes in like your yellowish goldish color box with the Nike's signs all around the box. On top of the box, it has that little swoosh. And I mean, I don't know if a lot of you guys is watching this video what generation you guys are in, but for me, my generation from back in the days when we was playing like the little Nintendo games and stuff like that, a lot of the games had like that little Polygon look to it, you know. And of course, Donkey Kong did as well when it first came out back in those days as well. Let's see what the color blocking says on the box. It does say Air Max 1 big head origins. I got these in the size 9. I usually go true to size and almost, if not all, Air Maxes that I wear. It says LT, I'm pretty sure, for light chocolate / university red, and underneath that it says chocolate. It's not spelled chocolate, it says chocolate Claire. Yeah, but it does say big head origins on the box. I don't know if you guys can see that. Cool, pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I got lucky on these. From my understanding, I believe these were a bit limited. Yes, Nike has been limiting a lot of its stock on most of its sneakers that it's been pushing out this past year, but due to the fact that this is kind of like considered, I guess, a collab sneaker, they did like limit it, and hey, I got lucky, you know, can't complain about that. But let's go and bust these bad boys out. So upon opening the box, it's nothing special going on in here, but this Nike, this paper is really nice. Kind of has like that little color to it. Not bad, right? Not bad. It almost look like if you was to look at, say, like the sky with the clouds. That's what that reminds me of. Except that it's not blue, you know. It's like got that gold color to it, you know. But enough of that talking. Let's really bust them out now. All right, guys. Here we have it. These are your Air Max 1 big head origins. Let's just, I don't even know what else to say. Let's just jump right on into it. So if you guys didn't know, the inspiration for this sneaker is based off of the Donkey Kong game, the old school Donkey Kong game. If you guys have never played it, you know, if you look at the colors, all that that's where all the inspiration comes from. So here on this sneaker, I really like just touching it. I really love how the quality feels. It feels really nice in my opinion. Let's just jump right on into it. So of course you have the brown, right? You have that brown suede all around the shoe, and obviously Donkey Kong is a monkey, and you know you got the brown colorway. It only seems right to have that brown colorway all around the sneaker, right? This suede is really nice quality. Look at that. See how that how that texture is really, really nice. I like that. I like that a lot. So here on the midsole, you get that yellowish color. Now, if you guys didn't know, what is that color based off of? Like, what's the whole reason behind that color? It's the bananas. If you play the video game, you know that it's bananas in the game. You're playing as a monkey, and the monkey is getting his bananas. It only makes sense, right? So yeah, you know, I thought that was I think that's a pretty decent touch all around the midsole. You have that, you know, that yellow color all around the midsole, and I love how the light hits it. It got a nice little shine to it when the light hit it. That paint they used on it, really nice touch, Nike. Really nice touch. We cannot talk about this sneaker without talking about the Nike swoosh. So if you look at this Nike swoosh, it has it still has that yellow outline around it, just like the colorway of the midsole. But of course here it's that red Nike swoosh. I think that's a really nice touch. If you look at Donkey Kong, he is wearing a red tie that says DK on his tie. Pretty decent touch, Nike. The detail is really nice. It's simple but nice in these sneakers. Let's talk about the toe box on these bad boys. So if you look here on the toe box, if my camera is, there we go, focus. It has a little bit of detailing on there. It still has like that polygon look here across the toe box. Now for me, when I do wear these, I don't think I'm gonna have to put a force field in these. I think the creasing won't. I don't think the creasing will be too bad because of that little mesh material that they use. I think it'll be just fine wearing these sneakers. Got your another Nike swoosh right there on like the corner of the toe box. Now, before we move any further, I want to also talk about just if you look how the stitching is, like just the detail here in these sneakers, even on the toe box, Nike swoosh. It's all got that polygon, like that polygon look to it, almost how like the video games looked back in those days. You know, if you look at the old Donkey Kong video game, it looks just like that. I love how Nike did that little touch to it. Very, very nice. Now, let's talk about this tongue, because this tongue is something that a lot of people are talking about. So of course here on the tongue, it says Nike Air, but it still has like that video game feel to it, like if you're playing one of those old school video games. Very, very nice. See if you guys see that, get you a good look at that right there. Really, really nice. I like that. I like that a lot. It's the little small details that just captures my attention. Another thing I want to talk about is the back of the shoe. We'll get back to the tongue in a second, but let's talk about the heel here. It says Nike Air, and the way they did it was it's like that. It looks like it's almost like the shape of a coin. So if you're looking at it, and if you guys look at the Donkey Kong gang, it's the same thing like the DK coins. They got this saying Nike Air on the back of this shoe. Very, very, very nice. Nice little touch. Nice little touch. So let's jump back into the tongue. Not only does the tongue has that old retro video game look to the tongue with that Nike Air on it, but behind it, you get yourself a rated by everyone E tag. Almost like how the video game ratings are. That is pretty cool. How it says rated E by everyone. Really, really nice. Very, very nice. Almost like you wearing a video game on your feet. Bottom of the sneaker, none too much going on. They gave the whole thing that brown chocolate color, and it's got the same sole that almost all Air Max 1s get. Nothing too crazy. For your shoestrings, get like a lighter brown color, which is cool. But in my opinion, only thing I'm gonna say is we coulda, shoulda got a second pair of laces. Now you look at these laces. These laces are actually they're pretty tough. I feel like they're durable. This is not like your average laces that you get on most Air Max 1s. Excuse me, guys. These kind of get like they're flat, but look, but a tad bit more fatter, unlike the laces on Air Max, almost Air Max 1s you get. I'm gonna pull out another pair of Air Max 1s just to give you a understanding, a little side by side look at it. All right, guys, we have here another set of Air Max 1s. These are my Air Max 1 Lemonades. So if you look what I'm talking about, you see how those laces are. It's still got that flat look to it, but yet these have more of a bulkier look to it versus your regular, you know, usual laces that you get on your Air Max 1s. I actually need to wear these. I can't believe I still ain't on dead stock these, you know. But yeah, let's get back into these. All right, guys, jumping back into the sneaker. So overall, this sneaker itself has like a bulky feel to it. And not to mention, one last thing I want to touch on with the tongue. This tongue is pretty fat too. It's almost like if you think about a Nike SB. The tongue is really, really fat and bulky in this one, you know. I guess with the whole, you know, make of the shoe, they wanted to give it that big, bulky look, you know, because if you look at the character on Donkey Kong, he's not some small character. He's kind of a big character, got a big kid, got big hands and stuff, you know. I think this was well executed by Nike, very well done. Another thing I want to touch on is the insoles of the sneaker. Let me get those out for you. All right, guys, so having an insole out of the sneaker, one thing that they did is they put those bananas up there. Now, any just random person that's putting on the sneakers that's not looking in the shoe, you're not gonna notice that. But I love these little small, subtle, you know, details that they put in the shoe. And of course, here on the heel of the sole, you get them DS coins as well. Very, very nice. Very, very well done, Nike. Very, very well done. And on the other side of the sole, it's nothing too special going on. You just get your Nike swoosh. But I think Nike did a really good thing in just bringing us these little details and using the inspiration from the Donkey Kong game to put into this sneaker. So I think it's well done. You know, there's one thing that I do appreciate that Nike gave us for Air Max Day that we recently had that passed. Yeah. What more can I say? Maybe not much more. But other than that, you know what, guys? Let's go and take a closer look at these bad boys, and then we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. Taking inspiration from the classic video game Donkey Kong, we have here the Air Max 1 Big Head Origins. With the genuine suede all around the sneaker, and many details all around the shoe, this is definitely a sneaker to make you feel like you are wearing a video game on your feet. With the rated by E message behind the tongue and that coin look on the back heel that says Nike Air. This is definitely one for fans of the Donkey Kong video game or fans of Air Maxes in general. So what do you guys think? Are you a fan or are you not a fan? Either way, one cannot deny that people are fans of retro video games today just as much as they were back in the days. Alright, guys, there you have it, a look at the Air Max 1 Big Head Origins, or some are liking to call the Air Max 1 Donkey Kongs. I really like this sneaker. It's well executed, it's simple, but I love the little small tiny details that they put into it. It's nothing too crazy flashy, you know, and that's one thing that gets me with sneakers, especially when we get like sneaker collabs and stuff like that. Nothing too flashy, too crazy. They keep it simple, but you still have your tiny details in the sneaker that just sets it off. I think this was well done by Nike, very well done. Definitely love to know what you guys think. Drop some chit chat in that comment box. Let me know if you guys went for a pair of these. Let me know if you guys wasn't lucky enough to get a pair of these. I don't know the stock numbers in these. From what I'm hearing from a lot of people, that these were pretty limited. I guess you can say I'm truly blessed to have been able to get my hands on a pair of these, because we all know these days on the sneakers app, getting yourself a dub these days is not easy at all. It is not an easy task, you know. So that being said, just appreciate the dubs that you do get on the sneakers app when you do get them these days, guys. But other than that, if you guys can, I would love it if you can hit that subscribe box. You know, it's a little button down there. Hit that so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest when I'm dropping something new, a sneaker video, or you never know, it might be a video with my beat or something playing in it. I would definitely love if you guys can just do me a small favor and just hit that. You know, we're growing guys, making new friends and doing big things, right? But other than that, we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. Stay blessed, stay fresh. Love your loved ones like it's no tomorrow. Until then, I'm gonna see you guys very, very soon on the next one. Peace.